What do you want to see happen to fix it?
What do I want to see happen? I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball, and wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon. But I want to joy back. I'm happy here, off the court, but I want to be back to somewhat dominant. I want to hoop, and I want to help this team win. Right now, I'm not doing that.
Can you get your joy back here on the court?
Probably not.
Let's talk about this new saga. Jimmy Buckets is going through down in Miami. Jimmy not only wants out, Pat Riley followed up with saying, with conduct unbecoming to the team, I need you out of here for 7 games, my boy. I need you.
Do you know how much that's going to cost?
That's a lot of money.
$2.4 million.
That's crazy. Yeah, his average salary. I mean,
that's wild.
Crazy.
We don't care. About 15.
I mean,
Ben Simmons got fined.
Well, so I think Kyrie has the most, right? It's like 17 million. It's Ben with 17.
Like a couple $100,000 more than Kyrie.
Oh, okay, because I remember it. I remember that whole thing going down. But what are we talking about here? Jimmy Buckets wants out. Follows up with a suspension. Says, "Look, I don't think I've lost my joy for basketball." My man said, "I've lost my joy for basketball, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it here in Miami." He's talking a big game, and Pat Riley said, "Hold on, bro. Hold on. You can't just be out here talking the way you want to talk." All right, seven games. Let me have that for you.
But
let me dip in your pockets real quick.
But now they're talking trades. At first they didn't want to trade him. Now they're talking trades. You think that's like
there's no way he stays on the team.
What he wanted?
What have we seen? Let's put it like this. What have we seen from Jimmy? Right? When he was in Minnesota, so get me out of here. He got out. Once he's done, you ever had that friend growing up that like when they got to that point, there wasn't no coming back. They were like, come that's you. You got to that point, he was like, hey bro, don't even worry about it, man. He mad, he don't like you no more. He ain't ever gonna like you.
When I'm done with you, like there's nothing my mama can do, there's nothing my grandmama can do. Jesus himself can come down and be like, you need to stop acting up, and I'll be like, Jesus, if you want to smoke, just do what you gotta do, big homie.
No, for real. What? Because
she
once it's like
she seen it, bro. Listen, I don't once it's done, it's done. Wrap it up.
And that's what we are looking at here at Jimmy. Jimmy is like, I'm done. Get me out of Miami. We're talking about this whole saga that has played out. Where do we see Jimmy not only getting traded to? Because I don't think Pat Riley's.
But is that the question? Isn't the question should be what's gonna make Jimmy happy? Is it just to be out of Miami, or is it to be at a certain play for a certain team?
It sounds like Jimmy has said, I am open. Just get me out of here. Because what Jimmy believes is anywhere he goes, he's going to make a contender.
What's crazy is 14 seasons in, going on 15 seasons.
Oh, for sure.
Jimmy's numbers are consistent.
Oh, for sure.
They down a little this year.
The runway.
Yeah, only a little bit, but he always picks it back up. I think Pat overplayed his hands. Playing that heat culture thing. There's certain I feel like
he's never gonna change. He's never going to change.
The issue might have been the contract, but I don't think it was. I think the issue was the way that Pat played Jimmy about Jimmy's comments.
Yeah,
like he going hard for his team. Like, and you really tried to embarrass him. You really tried to call him out, and Jimmy called your bluff on it.
I mean, he embarrassed his team. He kind of gave the other team bulletin board material.
Yeah.
And they got washed after that.
But when he said it, though, none of us said, yo, Jimmy's wrong.
You right. We didn't say he was wrong.
None of us said Jimmy was wrong because we all knew Jimmy was right. Had they been healthy, they probably would have beat Boston because they had Boston's number. Wow. The Knicks wouldn't have been there because they had the Knicks. The one thing that
this was 2 years ago or last season?
This was the last 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Maybe, yeah.
The one thing the Heat do is they will have the number of the top teams in the conference no matter what's going on. Now, should Jimmy have said it? Maybe, maybe not. But you can't preach Heat culture, and then when Jimmy comes and he speak Heat culture, now all of a sudden you want to change it up because they didn't win. No, like Pat, you did the same thing in LA. You did the same thing in New York. Like, he switched it up because Pat feelings be hurt, and Pat be. I feel like it's time we have a conversation about Pat Riley, but I don't think people are ready for it though.
It's a very deep conversation.
In his ways, we see that every day,
bro. Like, here you go.
We see that every day, right?
You know what? That's what the podium talk is about today. So thank you for
the old head set in his ways, man. Now y'all thinking about it.
Well, Drew, talk about it, man. Tell me what is it? Let me ask you this: as we talk about Jimmy and the whole saga and everything that's happening, when we look at where he could go, this team would be better for it, make them a contender, they contend for a championship without having to give too much away. Because what I believe is that when we're talking about trading Jimmy to a team, they're going to have to give up certain pieces to get him. And what team has draft stock, has young hitters that the Heat would accept in a trade, right? Because I think Bradley Beal, that whole conversation, he has a no trade clause. So if he don't want to go, he don't got to make a move at all.
He said he would waive it.
He said he would waive it.
He said he would waive it.
It came out before the show.
And Phoenix just said that they would sign Jimmy to that contract.
But see, that's my thing, bro. Why don't he just say all of that? Why he leaking this stuff to Shams or whatever? Just say what you feel, bro. Instead of having this back and forth with Pat Riley and Shams.
Yeah.
What you
talking about Jimmy?
Yeah. I think that Memphis, man, I think they got the ability to give up the assets and still stay deep on the bench.
It's not just about the love of the game. It's about dedication and commitment through the process and the patience to endure. There's joy in reaching your goals and peace in knowing you've done all you're supposed to do. AllStar Brand. It's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, but who do you give?
Marcus Smart.
Because you got Ja and JJ and Triple J. That's really those are your two untouchables and Desmond.
And Bane.
And
Desmond.
But he need to do more.
He'll be all right.
So what do you get from that? You get the big 7-footer, the Edie?
I want no. I want a couple of them footers from the bench, 7-footers from the bench. Maybe one of them. Give me Vince Williams along with Marcus Smart and maybe even G.G. Jackson. He cold, I think. G.G. Jackson cold.
Okay.
And some picks.
You got to throw some picks in there.
Yeah. And then they can make it work, man. They got the money. And if not, I don't really see any other team. I know we talked about it in the chat, maybe a 3-way trade if he wants to go to the Warriors or something, but I don't know, man.
I don't think the Warriors have – do the Warriors have enough after that? You make a trade is what, Steph, Jimmy, and –
I think it will have to involve like the Kings sending, Fox to Miami maybe and Butler to the Warriors and then getting rid of some players from Golden State. But
because you have to give up. Warriors have to give up something. Good pieces. Kuminga, Wiggins, like these are pieces like solid rotation players who are on the like Andrew is kind of set in his role there. But
I don't know if I would give up Kuminga, bro.
You'd have to like that. I'm asking for Kuminga.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I would do it.
If I was right, I wouldn't give him.
Came out with a report that said they want Kuminga and Wiggins, and that's the starting point.
From the Warriors?
Yeah.
Oh, they're not doing that.
That's the starting point.
They're not doing that.
The only right team is the Rockets. Because not only could he win with the Rockets, he could lead with the Rockets the way he wants to. They got some dogs in Houston. And you build it around Jalen Green. Because whether you like it or not, Jalen Green is not going to be the leading piece for the Rockets.
Man, don't do that, man, baby mama to Miami, bro. Don't do that, man.
But will that work with Dylan? Will that work with Dylan?
Well,
Dylan
play with whoever on his team, bro. Once you walk in the building, you good, man.
But you can send him to the Suns, but the Suns got so many problems right now emotionally where it wouldn't work. I would love to see him with the Mavericks. I think Jason Kidd will bring the best out of him. Oh my God.
Come on,
you don't want to see him win, G.
That man,
Utah.
Go put him in purgatory.
That's wild, Mr. G.
Put him in purgatory.
I would love to see him back in Philly. I know Daryl Morey oversigned him because we oversigned Paul George.
Who you letting go? Paul George.
I would put Paul George in that trade.
I mean,
that would be a nice swap, though.
I put Paul George in that trade. I put Paul George in that trade. I put a first rounder. I put a second rounder, and then I send him like KJ Martin and like one other person.
You would do that trade straight up.
I think the Rockets. are the team.
If you add Jimmy to Embiid and Maxey,
you wouldn't do it straight up
to just swap the two.
For Paul George, because the Heat are not going to just take that.
I know. I'm saying
first of all, you're trading
if it was
I'm gonna ask Miles. You wouldn't swap PG for Butler.
I feel like I'm gonna take a page out of Wood's book. Like for me, I mean, what are we like 20 games in? I mean, no, like 30 some games in. Mm-hmm. Are we not giving to like the AllStar break to kind of see what that chemistry look like? Like
it's not about that though, because it is. Yeah, you want to do that, but at the same token, if you can make your superstar happy by returning back the player that he played his best with, the player he never wanted to go, and the player that a city never wanted to go, you can write that ship. Jimmy's still giving you the same thing that he was giving you, but now he giving it to you as
he got as the dog in him. So that just
and imagine what he does for Tyrese Maxey and what he does for Yabusele with the way that Jimmy goes at people. Like that's perfect, bro.
Yeah.
The Magic, Mel, I don't know, man. They still gotta get ready to pay Paolo and Franz too.
Facts.
Them two super maxes.
Yeah. Especially in Orlando, they're gonna have to go ahead and lock them up. You're not going nowhere.
I can see that too, though.
I can see it.
The thing about Jimmy is, and the thing where like the Heat come up short, and like I said again, we got to have a conversation about the Miami Heat soon. Let me ask y'all a question: if y'all starting a team, where does Bam Adebayo rank in your top 10 on starting a team? Because that's who they're building the team around, him and Tyler Hero.
He's not in.
You see Bam Adebayo.
He's not in a top 10.
And that's I think that's the thing that we're not talking about.
Listen, stop. I think he one of the top defensive big men in the league, bro. Bam.
Yeah, but are you going to start your team around him?
I need to see Bam be more aggressive, man.
Right. It's not an indictment on Bam. Yeah. That's just not who Bam is as a player.
Yeah.
And we've been wanting it for how long?
For a while.
Yeah.
I need him to be how he was against Jokic in that finals, bro. When he was going at every possession.
Yeah.
But he referring to, bro, Tyler Hero not going to lead them to the promised land. I don't know. I thought 2 years ago they should play the Tyler Hero. But that's my opinion. And that's why Jimmy mad. That's why I ain't as mad at him. He just wants somebody else to come in and affect winning. Tyler Hero not going to do that, bro. He going to jack up threes. He going to be a liability on defense. And then he going to get hurt at the end of the season.
I feel like he had that one good season or that one good stint of shooting threes, and then they thought, oh, we got this shot shooter with us, and it just never happened.
And it's like, bro, when you go back to it, you may not like how Jimmy's operating right now. You may not like anything that he's doing, but Jimmy makes that team go. Like in the playoffs, in the playoffs, they could be a 10 seed, but if they got Jimmy Butler, you're like, man, they could go to the finals. If they don't have Jimmy, they're not a playoff team.
Hey man, to the Heat fans, was having that debate about who the greatest Heat player is. That's all I'm gonna say.
Did you just mimic Shaq?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's still Dwayne Wade though, right?
They were saying Jimmy Butler for a minute, bro.
What?
No, it's Dwayne Wade.
I thought it was Dwayne
Whoa. I'm not disagreeing with y'all. I'm talking about what I see with my eyes.
Okay. Now,
how Jimmy Butler was never gonna leave. Now look,
Jimmy's top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He going though.
Like it's Wade County. It's always gonna be Wade County.
He behind Wade. I put him behind Bron. I'd have to put him behind Lonzo Mourning
and Haslem.
Yeah, definitely. You better put him behind. You know that. You know that.
That man,
When I think of Jimmy Butler and what he means, I think about Tim Hardaway's run with the Heat. Like Lonzo was the player.
Nah,
Tim Hardaway was the one that Tim Hardaway used to scare the bejesus out of me when they played the Bulls. Because I was like, yo, Tim about to take these boys out. That's where you put Jimmy Butler.
Wasn't UD came in one game and got into a beef and had to get out?
Yep.
Yeah.
I like you.
Came to that game for that.
Hey, bro, y'all gotta stay off UD, bro, because I'm not fighting none of y'all. I'm not fighting UD for none of y'all, bro. Y'all seen that man fade, bro?
Fade different, bro. You gotta give him out. Man. You already know what it is, man. Look, we got more to talk about. I think this whole Butler saga, I'm not sure how it ends, what team he goes to. We're all in agreement that he will be traded before February, correct?
No.
Yes.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
It's gonna be way too uncomfortable. That man finna show up to practice. He finna fight UD. He finna fight Eric Spoelstra. He gonna tell Bam that I can't say what I want to say about Asia.
Yeah.
Well, the only way they can extend the suspension is if he's considered to violate.
This shouldn't be a suspension anyway. I hope they get it overturned.
That's ridiculous.
But they already said that they expect him to come back and play after the 7th.
But considering the fact that, like, at first they were
he'll be back against the Spurs on the 19th, I believe.
But they first they put out a statement said we're not suspending him, and like 2 hours later they're like, oh, he's suspended for contract determinal to the team.
7 games, bro.
That man said, I like
Miami.
7 games is crazy, bro.
That man said, I like Miami. I just don't like the team.
7 games.
I mean, at least he kept it real. That's like I'd rather it come from your mouth than me having to read it somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. I'm not mad at all. I mean, this is the thing, man. This is what we're gonna see. We'll see wherever he ends up, wherever team gives it up, gives up the right amount of people, right amount of picks, and their contending team afterwards, and both teams get better. Because of what we know about Pat Riley, he's not gonna get fleeced. He's gonna try his best not to.
I don't want to smoke with nobody that went to junior college.
Hey,
that's not a knock on people from junior college. But if you know anybody from junior college cats are built differently, bro.
They got it out the mud. But they don't want Bill.
Yeah, and Bill said he'll waive his contract to go to Miami.
On the bench right now. That's crazy. That's crazy.
He gonna go to the Suns and bully Budenhauser, bro. Just send that man to Golden State like they want.
Them folk put nurture.
You gonna have to see, man. Hey, look, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in. Shout out to the folks. We got 262 people in here kicking it with us right now. Make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all support the channel at Full 94 podcast on everything. Make sure y'all commenting below how y'all feel about this Jimmy trade. How about feel about D Rose getting his flowers and his jersey retired? We got much more to talk about here on the 494 and here on MTMV Sports. Make sure y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. Go pay some bills, man.
Hi, I'm Alani Martin, a proud athlete from Dillard University, and I was chosen as one of the March GCAC Women's Track and Field Athlete of the Week. On the track, I've claimed the title of the #1 hammer thrower in the GCAC. It's not just about the distances thrown, it's about the journey to get there. I train relentlessly, both in the classroom and on the field. Running, lifting, studying, every drop of sweat brings me closer to being my best self. When I'm at my peak, nothing can hold me back. But it's not just my story. There are thousands of HBCU athletes out there with their own dreams, challenges, and victories. We pour our hearts into every competition, fueled by passion and determination. Thanks to MTMV Sports, our stories find a voice. Our journeys, our struggles, and our moments of magic are shared with the world. MTMV Sports doesn't just broadcast our achievements. They celebrate our spirit and our community. Join us in celebrating the heart of HBCU athletics. Follow MTMV Sports on all social media platforms and download the MTMV Sports app today. Let's make every moment count together.